And he just grabbed a bucket and was playing with it and then just farted in it and stuck it on my head next to me. And all hell broke loose.
Poor Fee.
Poor Fee was not impressive.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Chip Lunch podcast, and we've had a quick outfit change, and we're back here. You're wearing the same thing, Brad.
No, I forgot.
Oh, me too.
This is my Friday clothes. What did I say?
Oh, it's on the Friday chair, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because when we were talking at church last week, we were like, let's ask Rachel this question: how often are you cleaning your room when you're in high school? How often did you do a deep clean of your room?
Oh, I feel like
at least a reorganised clean up.
I didn't have a very messy room. It was very neat and organised usually because that's how it had to be kept.
Yes.
It stayed pretty clean.
I think I was close to that, yeah.
But now, who cares? Mum's not there to tell me to.
Because when you're like every 2 years or something?
Yeah, once or twice. Once every couple of years.
And then people are talking about leaving plates in their room and stuff. I'm like, oh.
No, see, I didn't cross the food barrier. Like,
I don't think I was ever allowed to eat.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to.
Mm.
Yeah, that was maybe like
my kids do. And it drives me nuts.
Wow. Well, speaking of your kids, let's start with the origin story. As we said, we were going to start this podcast with, how did you and Chris get into a relationship together? Gosh, you two are made for each other. Far out. Anyway.
I don't know what you mean. We're super different.
You are super different.
He likes to run. I do not like to run.
Yeah.
It's great.
You'd like to step into life.
I did. I did go to Step Into Life.
Was this a courting phase, or this was like you're definitely going out when you did?
No, we were definitely dating by then. We started hanging out. That's all right.
I think I know it. Yeah.
Sorry.
I felt like it started. Some of this started like because we would go to the same Bible study, like we said at the Darvells, and then we would go to Chris's house and watch TV shows. Like there was Project Runway.
So unreal. I never watched. I think I saw one episode of Project Runway at Chris's place because I was a bit young.
You're a bit later, yeah.
Yeah.
But then there was like a Lost.
Lost. I also missed the Lost parties. Okay, I remember I used to watch that at home with my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But we were hanging out, and then he made me watch a movie called The Perfect Catch.
Is that with Jimmy Fallon?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I haven't watched it since. We'll put it on the to watch list. So
after the Nutty Professor.
It was pretty funny. So this movie is essentially about a guy who meets a girl in the off season of baseball.
Yes. This is the Jimmy Fallon Boston Red Sox one. Yep.
I'm sorry. She falls in love with him. They're great. They do all these things together. And then the baseball season starts and he's MIA. Pretty much the whole thing was like, you have to be on board with this, that if you want to date me, baseball season is top priority.
And she's like, yeah.
She's like, yeah, and doesn't realise the intensity of his passion for baseball and this team. So Chris, pretty much, we watched the movie and Chris is like, all right, so you get it? And I'm like, what? So the baseball team is like the Penrith Panthers.
Yes.
Chris is very, very passionate about the Penrith Panthers and his football season, which apparently spans from about February through till November. Not just winter, as I thought sport went for. But no, pre-season games, pre-season lineup, all the way through to the off-season. But yeah, pretty much Chris was like, do you understand? Like, that's what it's going to be like.
It's not a bad way of teaching.
Yeah, like it's very realistic.
With baseball, they play way more games though.
They do.
You count yourself lucky.
Yes, yes. But alas, I decided to give it a whirl, and I watched a lot of football and attended a lot of Step Into Life sessions to show my enthusiasm for this new budding relationship. And in turn, he had to watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, God.
So he was a real fan and loved it. And, you know, was very concerned for the characters. Enough so that went praying at Bible study one night, and he almost didn't quite do it, but he almost prayed for Izzy with her brain cancer until he realised that was not real life. And he'll deny it, but he did. He was very close to praying for Izzy with brain cancer.
This is someone who loves Buffy the Vampire Slayer and stuff like
which
that,
I've never
too.
watched.
Oh,
I know.
wow.
I think he's quite disappointed.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, it's been on the list for many years.
Do you remember when he did the cheese dip at
Bible study?
What was it? It was bring a dish or
bring a
something.
dish or bring us like something to share night at Bible study. You know, trying to encourage each other to bring some snacks and share. Chris got a recipe for a cheese dip because Chris likes cheese. He likes savoury things, Chris. And so he got this chili cheese dip recipe, which was pretty much buy a 1 kilo block of cheese and put it in the microwave and add some, I think it was like just sweet chili sauce to it once it's melted. So he's made this bowl of dip, which is just liquid cheese, just your black and gold kilo cheese. So you can imagine the oil like rolling around on it, and add some chili sauce, mix it through. And then by the time we're trying to eat it with the crackers are breaking off because it's solidified into the bowl.
Pretty sure no one ate it.
No one ate that dip except for Chris. And it was just a bowl of solidified cheese with some red chunky bits in it from the sweet chili.
What about his tendency to just fart?
Oh, yeah.
I've just had Bible studies. Did you know this, Braden? No. He just lets rip.
It's still
like he
happening.
was doing it back then. And it's still happening. He just rips farts.
It could be the reason our Bible study hasn't grown much. But who knows?
So what was the initial...
He feels comfortable.
What was the initial appeal of Chris?
He has a lot of energy. He can be pretty fun, and he's pretty funny.
He is funny.
Like I'll happily admit it. He's pretty funny, and he's pretty funny to live with. Our poor daughters, but
you two are pretty brutal on your daughters sometimes.
Yeah, but you know, like if you want to be part of the family, you got to be funny.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's made me funnier over the years.
Okay.
There was a time, he'll attest to a very funny joke about the Pope I made. Just one time.
It's gonna be aired, this joke.
No, it was we were actually at Rev or something, and we were packing up for the night, and Salt used to meet up the back, and we were in the church, and they must have had a fire bin or something because there was smoke. I feel like you might have been there, and I was like, a new pope has been chosen. And that was it. Winner. But he'll admit it was a funny joke at the time.
I remember debrief.
Oh my goodness.
After
I know where you're going with this. Does this involve Reuben?
No. Oh. There was the house next to Gombe Anglican was very old before we did it up at Soli's house. And we were doing our debrief in there for some reason. I don't know why.
This is not the one I was
But there was an empty bucket there.
Oh no, this is Reuben.
No.
This wasn't.
No, Chris farted in the bucket and then put it over your head.
It was Reuben farted in the bucket.
Oh, that was you,
no,
Chris.
It is the same story. I was
okay.
This is the fart story. Reuben did. He was sitting next to me in a really serious debrief. For once, really serious. And he just grabbed a bucket and was playing with it, and then just farted in it and stuck it on my head next to me. And all hell broke loose.
Poor Fee.
Poor Fee was not impressed with us. But yes, that was a thing that happened, but it wasn't Chris for once. It was Reuben.
Oh, sorry. Someone who we need to get on the podcast. He hasn't done chip lunch yet.
Reuben. Have you got Nick Breen on yet?
No.
Oh, just let Kath know. That
Well,
Chris and I have both been on now.
Oh, yes. Very good. Right. So this burgeoning relationship. Because when we originally you would hang out watching TV and stuff, but then slowly those people would dwindle away and you could hang out more together.
We were hanging out with a group of people and we went, it must have been a long weekend or something. And we went to a restaurant or a cafe at near Ramsgate or something. And we were there early and we were sitting out the front on this vacant flower shop stand because the shop was closed. And I think we'd been talking about other people hanging out. And Chris is like, yeah, you don't hang out with someone like that unless you like them. And I kind of looked at him and it was this moment that clicked in his mind of oh crap, I've been hanging out with you a lot lately. And not just on our, with other people. But there had been a significant increase in Chris Stevens appearing at social events, which he tends to to stay home and watch TV and all his sports. And he's not usually out and about after dark. But
he's an early riser.
Yeah, he likes to get up early, which sucks because I hate it. And yeah, there was this moment of realisation of all right, so I know what's going on here, but do you? And he had this look of a little bit of being mortified of oh, what have I said? Just put my foot in it.
So you'd say you were keen on him first before he was?
I think there was just a gradual mutual awareness, but because we'd been spending more time with each other from both leading on, there was a Revive camp in there.
Yep.
Where we were both the what was it? I'm trying to think of the theme of what it was, but we were the judges for the weekend. So the different teams or tribes or whatever it was that we'd done had to do certain tasks, and we would come and judge the tasks and award points. And so we'd been hanging out a lot, and we weren't yet dating. And it was his birthday. I remember it was his birthday because I brought a cake and put something Penrith Panthers related on it, and the wooden spoons, because I think they're at the bottom of the table. That's right, Chris. Before you met me, they're at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then, because we were hanging out so much, he's just he's all right. But he left me in the middle of the bushland when we were meant to be tracking through to meet up with one of the teams, and he thought he saw a snake, and he was petrified of snakes. And it was a very Indiana Jones moment of I hate snakes. And he just bolted and disappeared in the middle of the bush and just left me there. And I was like, really? Oh, okay. And next minute I'm running through the bush like a wild woman, not knowing which direction to run. And then finally, find my way out of the bush back to the campsite. And he's like, oh, I thought I saw a snake, sorry. And just left. I'm like, oh.
Thanks.
But yeah, I think it was just a gradual mutual appreciation of comedy.
So as that appreciation has grown, what are the qualities you appreciate about Chris? You said he was funny.
He is funny. Yep. He's very, very funny, which lightens our household. Mm-hmm. But he's very purposeful and deliberate. So although he can be impulsive and not think through consequences, most of the time he's very purposeful and deliberate with his actions. And so he's very committed and he's very purposeful to make sure he is someone who always turns up to church, and he takes his role very seriously, even though he seems like the most unserious person. He really thinks things through, and he thinks about things quite deeply, even though he doesn't like to give that away. Sometimes he likes to be seen as quite the larrikin and easygoing. But yeah, so there are some qualities that are very attractive, you might say, that it's not just jumping from one thing to the next like some of his impulsiveness is, TV buying. But Yeah, he actually is quite grounded in his faith and deliberate in his actions, and letting that reflect. So, yeah.
And do you want to tell us about the rest of your family? For those of us that don't know.
Yes. So we have 3 daughters. There is Callie, who's the eldest, who's about to turn 15, which is very mind-blowing that she'll be 15. So she's it's about to start year 10. Pippa has just turned 12 and is heading off to high school this year, which is a big change. And then there is the Bonnie.
Sound like you
the
called
firecracker.
You called her the Bonbon. Is a real name.
The Bonbon. That's how we named her.
The Bonbon.
Bonnie. She is quite the firecracker, hence we call her a Bonbon.
Okay.
Yes, and she is 8 and going into year 3 this year. So really dragging the primary school chain with that one.
Oh.
It's going to be a while.
Can you tell it? This is something I ask every parent on this podcast is, what has God taught you through being a parent?
Chris warned me about this one. Patience, Iago.
Yes. Oh, I like the Aladdin reference. That's
Thank
very
you.
good.
Oh,
you and one of the things we bonded over is Aladdin. Sorry,
yes, and so frequently no one gets that reference, and I use it quite frequently in our household that they should know what it is.
Sugar dates and pistachios.
Sugar dates and pistachios.
Fresh fish.
We catch them, you buy them.
Back to the original question.
Definitely patience is the biggest one. Obviously, everyone says that. You can love your kids differently.
What does that mean?
Everyone's like, oh, you've got to love them equally, right? Everyone's always like, oh, parents, you can't choose a favourite. You can. No, they're very different. As much as you try and raise them the same and instill the same values, they're very, very different children. And very much God has taught me that I need to parent them differently and that it's okay to love them differently according to their needs. So it's not one cut paste mold of this is love and that's what you get. It's different. And I think that's very hard for them to understand too. It's a learning curve for them as they grow up. I hope they understand it more, and maybe one day they will. But they're loved differently, not unequally, just differently for what their needs are.
Yeah,
so,
what's an example?
So Callie is a teenager, but she is very, like, her and I are very similar. As much as we don't want to admit that, we're very similar, and she'll hate to hear that. We both want to micromanage every situation, and we both want everything our way, which means that I have to love her in a way that supports that and supports her need for those things, but also challenge her.
Yeah.
But because we are similar in other ways, we do get along. We do spend a lot of time together. So I have to make sure my love in terms of that is also, it has boundaries. And because I know that I can't cross, I can be her friend, but I can't be her friend. I'm her parent, and I need to make sure that that's clear. Even though we have such similar interests and things like that, at the same time we oppose on so many different things, which all parent relationships sometimes happen. Like, I pushed back on my mum, yet we are the same person. Whereas Pippa is very, very, very flexible, and she's very, she's quite whimsical. She's very flexible, but she's quite easygoing and kind of has always just gone with the flow of things. She's not the typical second child that people kind of, society portrays, first child's very like straighty 180, second child like is the one that's going to push back and stuff. She's not. But she's our emotional child. So she needs a lot of love in a different way and meeting her emotional needs. And then Bonnie needs a lot of firm love, we'll call it. But a lot of boundaries and a lot of patience, but allowing her time to be herself and push certain boundaries that she needs to push to learn, because she learns differently to the others. She has to experience things to learn a lesson from it, whereas the others you could tell a rule to and explain why, and that would be the end of it. That was the end of the story, whereas Bonnie must then test the theory and test it a few times before she'll realise. So loving them differently is okay. And showing that in different ways is okay too. But it also, although we have our family's core values and the way we're trying to bring them up to love Jesus and to know Jesus, and there's different ways to also then show them that in love. So, just trying to navigate that is very difficult, but beneficial.
Is it difficult because of the, like you've said, the micromanaging thing?
Oh yeah, everything should be done my way because my way's the best.
Yeah.
Which is very hard to admit that I need to change that sometimes to meet their needs. So, and then there's Chris, the fourth child. So,
one of the questions I've thought of as you were talking there was, you talked a lot about over the last episode and this episode about consistency, having something that's you can rely on. How much have you taken that into being a parent yourself? And especially, I think, being a Christian as well.
Yeah, so it's hard to be consistent. Sometimes as a parent, you're very tired. And sometimes you just want to give in and just be like, whatever, just do whatever. But consistency and routine. But this also plays into my work, obviously, and the amount of times you say to another parent, as the professional, being like, consistency is really important for children, and routine and structure, and everyone has different opinions on that, but some children thrive off that routine and structure until they're old enough and mature enough to understand it and to make their own decisions. So for us as a family, consistency of things like we are committed to turning up to church every week, even when it's hard, even when maybe, at times they're going to go through their own understanding and walk of, well, am I a Christian? What do I believe? Is this what I'm going to choose for my life? But having that consistency as a parent and raising a child up in the church, showing them that we consistently turn up, but we also means that they've constantly growing up in a place, a community. So very much so, Chris and I talked about if our attendance is sporadic, then you're not fully, involved or embedded in the community. You kind of appear and you don't have those connections that you would have if you're there consistently. And as much as we're raising our children, so is the village. And it's important, for me, growing up, that was something I was seeking because I didn't have a lot of stability at home. Right. And we didn't have a big circle of family friends. We didn't really have any family friends. We never spent time doing stuff really with others from the family unit. So when I started going to church, that sense of community helped shape who I was. And for us raising kids in today's society, there's very much a need for having a place separate from home where you have relationships that you can rely on as well, and to when you need it, because you can't always, kids are always going to push back on their parents, but having a community where they can be loved and known and supported, but also from the perspective of it's not their parents telling them the same things, but the wider community loving them and showing them as well that, mum and dad are trying to do this and they're trying to instill these values into you. But that then transferring over into a whole community doing that is very helpful as well as a parent. So I forgot your question, if that answers.
No, you definitely answered the question.
Yeah.
I was just more about, your desire, I think, or it'd be revealing it to you that how much you appreciated consistency
Yeah.
and reliability and stuff, and how you've taken that into being a parent. I think you answered that.
Okay. Sure.
No, I think it's true, but you're showing it.
Yeah.
What you learnt growing up is that now you can.
Yeah. And
You want them to have that from the beginning.
Like, yeah, you, as a parent, you always kind of go like, oh, you want to give your kids what you didn't have or you wished for and things like that, which, you know, we have large collections of Lego and things in our house. But, yeah, a community is really important, a space that they feel safe in, that they can turn to if needed. But also be able to create their own identity within that community, to have their own space. But consistency turning up is the main point of that. If you don't turn up, then how do you be part of that?
And how does, now that you're old,
Now that you're old, I'm not.
well, Brandon takes care of pointing out that I'm old.
You are?
See. But how does that, I think it's really, like, I agree with everything you're saying there about your kids growing up in a community. Like, it's something that I didn't have growing up. So when I got it, similar to you, a bit later, like year 9 and year 10, I was like, what the heck is this? I've never experienced this before. Because we did probably have family friends, but I remember once we had 2 lots of family friends stay over at our house across New Year's Eve. Like, thinking of the timing of I think it was for 4 days, and 5 days, I was like, there's nothing better. It was so exciting. And I think there's similar feelings with kind of youth going to Solies and now at church as well. So I was going to ask you, now that you're older, you're a parent, etc., what does that community, what benefits do you get out of that community now compared to just your kids?
What am I getting out of the community? I think it's still similar, but it's just changed in terms of life. I don't know. I still get what I was not so much looking for, but needing back as a teenager. But it's changed. It's evolved because my life has changed. I'm not a teenager, young and carefree anymore. I have responsibilities. So I think growing up in that community has benefited how I can then become a parent. And I'm trying to raise my children up in the community, but I'm an active participant of now. Honestly. So I still get the gains from the community and the support and the love and the learning, but it's just different now. So it's not based at teenage Rachel or young adult Rachel, it's based as parental Rachel. So there's very much an ability to build one another up and guide one another. And like, I think back to, like, I had Callie at 22. Yeah, I think I just turned 22 when I had her. So I had Callie at 22. But I had people around me who were a little bit older, a little bit wiser, a little bit maybe more grounded than myself at that age. But that meant that I have friendships because I was able to connect with them having a child at the same age, like at that point. So my friendships have grown across the community differently. And I can rely on different people in the community for different things. Like, there was a lot of guidance back then and love and patience, obviously. But you learn from one another still as your life changes together. So, you know, there's people who have the same age children as mine. We might parent differently, but we still come together each week. We're still working towards a common goal together. And we can still seek one another for support on different things. And the beauty of having people have slightly different parenting techniques and things means that you have this wealth of knowledge as well for parenting, not just for the physical needs of a child, but also for their spiritual needs and upbringing and what that looks like as a family to ask questions of and to throw ideas around with and to spend time connecting with. You can relate to them on a different level, but on at the same time share experiences together and learn from one another still, even though, that's changed since being a teenager. And it might be the same relationship, but at the same time, you're just experiencing similar things or different things and being able to share that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can I ask you also, Elaine, you've been involved in the kids ministry at Sorrowville from the very beginning, but I was supposed to chuck into that question too is like how has ministry shaped you and your faith from when you were doing youth ministry, like we did youth ministry together, but also now doing the kids ministry at Soul Revival? How's that shaped you, do you think?
Yeah, it's very different, obviously, going from youth to.
Do you think we should get it back?
2 and 3 year olds.
What do you reckon, Braden? Get it back on the.
I'm sure Callie would love that.
I'm sure. And
you do.
Cooking is great.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Yes.
And she loves it when I'm there dancing and singing. Bringing the party. So it's very different, obviously, going from youth leading and youth aged activities and planning and things like that, and finding ways to meet a teenager's needs to a 2-year-old's needs and 3-year-old and 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. So Karen and I have the Littlies on a Saturday night, which it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But it definitely carries over still the same idea of being consistent and turning up. And for the Littlies, I suppose personally, like looking back, someone who went to kids' church from a young age, like I remember having Pete and Bev Crawshaw as people who were leading kids' church, and like they just made it the best time ever. And you just had so much fun making those relationships with people in the community as a little kid, being like, yeah, I know that person, like I'm friends with that person. And then growing up as well and watching that relationship change and grow. But very much for what we're doing at the moment with little kids in the church, of being consistent and being there, that they know that we're going to be there as much as possible. But yeah, pretty much every week, Karen or I will be there.
Yeah.
And taking them from that security of their parents, and because too they're pretty clingy still. They know about the world around them, but they're learning to understand where they fit in. And so being one of those first steps of part of their first wider community is huge, and helping to shape their understanding of what God wants for their life and how much he loves them is huge. So it's been really good this year. I think for Karen and I don't know how Karen feels, but this year I feel like we've seen a lot of growth in the Littlies of the church, just in terms of their knowledge and understanding, and just seeing from the start of the year to now, a year's time, how much their knowledge has grown, how much their understanding has grown. It's really cool. So.
Yeah, I mean, just even seeing my kids, what they've learnt.
Yeah.
Which 2 of the are in the older group now. One is about to come into the service, which is hilarious. But something like Remy, for our youngest, she's like, yeah, Jesus is powerful. I'm like, yeah, you're 100% right. Like, it's been a really great reminder. And I'm just very thankful for you and, Karen, for leading that for so long, that you are really shaping the faith, allowing God to work through you, but you're helping shape their faith from such an early age. And I didn't have any of that. So we talked about giving your children things that you didn't have growing up. Yeah. You might have, but I didn't have that. And to be able to have them forming friendships and relationships with people as well after the teaching time in kids' chill as well, it's just like, and it's that village thing you're saying, like the village is actually, it's so beneficial to the kids. Like I can't emphasize this enough, like how beneficial it is to go from starting in buds, as we call it, to even to youth now, of the way it shapes our children. We're just so blessed. Anyway, it's really, really cool. Brandon, I'm going to ask the final question. Do you have anything else you want to ask Rachel before that?
I feel like we've jumped around.
We have jumped around a
so
lot.
hard
Sorry.
to
I had to hit all the main points.
Yes,
all.
yes, all the main points. Like you talked about being consistent, and you've had like a pretty consistent group of friends all the way through. How do you feel like? What do you think God has taught you by like having the same people around for a long time, and how you can look after each other and things?
Similar to with the parenting, you can parent differently, but we're drawn together and we know each other because of our love of Jesus. So without that, and the fact that we all have that common core belief, and we all have that common thing that we are branching out from. We have differences in our day-to-day lives. We have differences in our parenting, in our jobs, in all the different things that make up who we are. Yet that common thing that it binds us together is Jesus. And I mean, like, I wouldn't know Joel and Karen without that. And our paths would probably have never crossed.
Probably right.
And I mean, Persia. But yeah, like, we are very different people. But because of that, that common denominator of God bringing us together, and we learn from each other. Yeah. Like, we don't always get it right. Like, over the years, I'm sure there's been apologies and whatnot, and, you know, and growth. But having friends who have the same common goal in their life, to love Jesus and to be looking forward to being with him, is a huge game changer compared to, you know, the general society of just, you do you, and that's all right.
It becomes super independent, doesn't it?
Like,
and individual.
I'll think about me and you think about you, and, you know, maybe we can meet up at some point.
Yeah.
But having that closeness is because of Jesus, and that gives us the support to be around each other and look after each other and things like that. So, and be able to create that for our kids too. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we probably wouldn't be friends. Oh, I don't know. We'd get on pretty well, though.
We do get along pretty well.
Yeah.
But where would we have met?
Yes.
That's right.
At an Aladdin viewing?
I was watching just with the kids on YouTube yesterday of like the 5 levels of theme parks, and he went to some theme park, this guy, and he's like went on the Aladdin ride, and he's like, this is the worst rated ride everywhere, because you just like get on the magic carpet, and it just goes around in a circle and you go up and down. That's all it does.
But some people would love that.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind doing that.
I'd really like to sing whilst on that.
I can show you the world. Have you ever I do Remy magic carpet ride. I put a towel on the ground and she sits on it, and I sing a whole new world and drag it to the laundry.
No, I have not.
Like a magic carpet ride. Yeah. Cool. Final question.
Yes.
We looked over some parts of your life, not all of them, and that's okay. What would you like to tell your younger Christian self if you could go back in time? Get in the DeLorean.
In the DeLorean.
Go and tell Rachel at a certain age.
Probably that it's, as I touched on before, probably high school, Rachel.
Okay.
Probably peak year 10, when everything seemed so like awesome because there were so many people around, we were all together as a gang going to church and going to youth. That it's okay to keep going. That it's okay that they're going to come and go. Because I think in the moment, like I said, with a lot of friends coming and going and leaving, leaving church in that moment, obviously, as I said, it's saddening and it's hurtful, and you're like, well, is it me? Like, do they not like me, or is it that they want to go to a different church? And that happened, of course. Like, you do a bit of church hopping, looking for whatever they're searching for, hoping that they'll find it somewhere else. But as a parent now, I can look back and be like, yeah, that's a difficult time and stage in life, and they're just trying to figure out everything. But for those moments where it was like, oh, like no one's turning up kind of thing, what's going on? But just knowing that that's okay, and that's gonna happen. But by turning up, it can also be what someone else needs. So just keep persisting and not giving up, because that's what someone else needs to see and could benefit from.
Wow, okay. Because it feels like that period of time left a bit of mark on you in terms of like people leaving, the people leaving and stuff.
Oh, yeah, like definitely. Because you don't want to see your friends disappear. Like you started that together. You want to experience it together and enjoy it. Yeah. But just knowing that if they're not a Christian just then in that time, it doesn't mean that's forever. That they might have time later in their life that they look back and can go, oh, actually, that consistency, that person's always been there. Yeah. So, yeah. And having that ability to just acknowledge that there's a lot going on for different people. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know how much is going on for people. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's probably true of like even my friends at that time as well. Yeah. Well, Rachel, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for finally. We have
finally.
Thank you for finally coming on.
The unicorn
kept cancelling.
The unicorn has arrived. It was so funny, like texting. I'm like, when are you off till?
Never.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, wasn't it?
I'll just dangle the bait a little bit longer for you. See how long I should have made a game about
like,
how far I could have stretched that out.
That's one thing we haven't touched on. Your proclivity as a couple of you and Chris to give bad wedding presents.
What do you mean? We give great gifts.
Yes. My memory is Greaves's wedding and the toasters. That was very funny.
Did it not bring everyone joy?
It sparked much joy.
Much joy. Enough so that even Pippa brought it up the other day.
She did.
Yeah.
And it was something about...
It was, she was talking about Callie's 18th.
Oh, yes, 18th. We were joking around about how we're going to plan Callie's 18th, and then people's like, everyone could just buy her a toaster. Joy.
You need to tell that story though, because people don't know the toaster story.
Chris and I were very excited that Greaves and Ange were getting married. And we thought, what better way to mark the occasion of getting as many people on board to buy a toaster for them?
Yeah.
Just one?
Just one toaster each.
Each.
Which meant that I think we got quite a few toasters in the end. We've got to ask him what the grand total of toasters were. But it meant that they received, surely it has to be at least 15 toasters. And
I don't know what they did with them.
They took them back. They took them back.
Oh, they returned them.
They were able to return them and just like slowly a couple of toasters at a time return them.
Imagine you took 15
I know,
one
but
go.
imagine the Kmart lady being like, weren't you here last week with toasters? Like Greaves has been collecting them off the back of a truck or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Just taking them in store to change.
Fell off a truck.
Yeah, man. Another 3 toasters, sir. But look. Fun times. Everyone remembers it.
Yes.
Spark joy.
And even we're going to do it for your daughter as well. So
yeah,
that's
we're going to think
great.
of something really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome to have you on. Thank you. And I apologise if people listening that we have a few in-jokes, but I like through a lot of things you've gone through, I think, Rachel, you're such a strong person. I think you're awesome.
I did go to step into life.
Yeah, you did for a few months.
As long as the cake box isn't on the bottom shelf.
As long as the cake box was on the bottom shelf, we were sweet.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't make a joke when I say something nice about you.
Okay. Next time I won't.
It's actually true though. If people don't know Rachel, she is an extremely strong person and will ward off many storms.
Oh,
And you're awesome.
thanks, Jill.
Thank you. And I think the consistency thing that you're talking about is it's something we talk about quite often on the podcast, but it's also to hear someone else's perspective on it is awesome. And I agree with it all, but it also is that you actually do live out what you're saying. And I think that's why.
I'm glad that you say that.
No, you do. No, I genuinely mean that. I think you really live it out.
Oh,
So thank you. And I think it's a great example for us to follow as well.
Oh, thanks, Jill.
So thank you. Brandon, would you like to close out the podcast before we wrap up the chips?
Oh, it's just been lovely to sit and chat. I feel like I spend most of my time with Callie and Pippa now, fixing youth.
Yeah.
So it's lovely to just hang out with Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same but different.
Yes.
Same but different.
But different. But it's also weird because you were pregnant with Callie when I was hanging out at
which
youth,
I don't think I'd
which
ever
is
really
just
clicked.
like a weird full circle. One of those
Yeah.
fun things of doing youth ministry for
It
a
is-
while.
it
And
is
you're
pretty
like,
cool.
oh man, this
Even
is
like
crazy.
looking ahead of like figuring out what age you see friends still having kids now, and you're like, oh, but you could be leading this person and this person.
Yes.
It's really
No,
cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it is wild. It's wild the way that God sets that up. You get to have fun. Like I remember the weird one for me was Zali, because I remembered Zali being born, and then she's at youth, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been here too long. But yes, it is very fun. Yeah, thank you.
That's been a fun pod.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No worries.
This is episode 199.
Oh,
Because we already got 200 ready to go.
200.
So be ready, everybody.
199.
Yes.
Episode 200 is a banger,
It's a
along
banger.
with this one.
Along
This is
with this one.
what a great precursor
Yes.
to record before episode
Yes.
200.
Do you get a badge?
Oh, of course, you get a badge. Hudson, pass the badges, will you?
Please. Gee.
Come on,
Wow.
come in on camera. Do you like gold or black?
Ooh,
Black or gold?
black.
Oh,
Black.
Black.
Goes
have-
with everything.
Here we have the badges.
Black. Oh, thank you.
This is everyone who's been on the podcast now gets a chip lunch badge. So you can wear that with pride for the rest of the day now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will wear it the
Is
rest
that Mel C wearing a chip lunch badge?
Oh my gosh, Spice Girls are so cool.
But yes, that's a little token of our appreciation for coming on the podcast.
Yes.
It's been lovely. And I'm glad we finally made it happen. And thank you to everyone that's been listening or watching as well.
Yeah.
If you haven't talked to Rachel, make sure you do. Or
Don't start
You don't need to
No, you
now.
need to.
Yeah. Just get her some pants, Mel C. Talk to her about Spice Girls.
Oh yeah.
Favourite Spice Girls song before we finish?
Ooh. Yeah, you can't go past Stop.
Stop right now. Okay. Very good.
Classic.
All right. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you, everyone, watching and listening again. And we finish with a one way. Come on, you got to
That's
say it.
very
One way.
One way.